where we are, where we need to go, sort of. First up, we got this thing standing. Got the bigger plans too. As you can see, all of the welds, I cleaned all of them up. Everything is basically finished for the table itself. It's another day working on this barbecue table thing, and I sort of started without you guys. I started welding in all of these supports for the barbecue pit area. So this is just the underside. So yeah, this is the final weld I have to do on this side. Then I'm going to flip it around and start welding on the top side, and then later on I think you guys will get a better idea of where everything fits in. It's been a while since I've checked in with you guys, and a couple of stuff happened in between. Let me show you. First up, we got this thing standing. Got the legs welded to it. Everything is all good and solid. And I finished the basket that goes in there. Here is this guy. I've got a couple of clips showing how I designed it and how I took the measurements, but didn't really get any shots of me welding or putting this thing together. So the entire idea is that this thing fits in here, and then voila, there's your fire pit. Fits in snug, pretty good spacing all round, and this just rests on those little bars we welded in on the sides. So this thing is pretty solid, not going anywhere. Got these boards over here, got to cut them all to size and put them here from about the ends to, I'm guessing, about the middle. So this piece you'll be able to sit and work and eat on. And then maybe this piece over here, I'm thinking about putting this corrugated metal, something like this, just for a support here in between to make sure that the fire stays away from the wood. So that is the idea at the moment. We'll see how everything works out. We're basically just figuring this thing out as we go along. But first, before we can start all of that, I have to go through all of these little brackets and take off all of the oil from when we drilled the holes of the cutting oil we used. So I'm going to clean all of them, and then we can start laying everything out. I've got all of my wood cut. Everything is prepped and ready. And then when we start with the welding process and the laying flat of everything and putting everything together, I hope it all works together. And it doesn't look like a piece of garbage. How hard can it be?
2 hours later.
Update, doesn't look too crap. So here is the idea. Just tacked all of the brackets underneath. Still need to weld all of them. But this gives a sort of idea what it's going to look like. Guys, I am extremely happy. Extremely happy. Look how this came out. So the boards are just all laid on top of the tabs we welded in. But just take a look at how cool this thing looks. So the fire will be here on the inside. Still need to put a bottom in there. We'll put some expanded metal here because I didn't want to get the wood too close to the fire. But I think this is going to be one really cool table. And also, since this fire pit is removable, I'm gonna make a blank that goes inside there that's the same as the wood. So if we have like a family gathering or something, we can just fill it in, and then we have like one big massive table for everybody to sit around. So stoked! You should have seen my face while I was packing all the wood. Just smiles all around. Oh, can't wait for you guys to see the finished product. Woo! Okay, so the last part I'm going to weld onto this table are these little chain links. Just cut up, going to weld them up over here. And that's where the ashtray is going to hang from each of these corners on these chain links. So this is just to give you an idea of what the table is going to look like. The next thing I have to do is sand down all of this wood and make sure that it all fits nice in here, that there's a gap between all of the wood panels. Since this table is going to stand outside, I need there to be a gap in between of the wood panels for water and, you know, leaves and debris and all stuff to go through. So yeah, so everything is basically finished for the table itself. All of the wood is cut, all of it is sanded. I thought I'd spare you guys of the sanding, because sanding is probably the worst part of any woodworking project. So all that's left now is staining all of the wood and putting the final like clear coat sealer on top of the wood. Then the table is done. Then we have to go on to the fire pit in the middle, weld up a bottom piece for this. So I still need to do like a bottom piece, you know, where the fire is going to be. And then we've got this big ass plate over here, which we're going to make like an ashtray for the bottom. Yeah, and then that'll all fit inside here pretty nicely. And then this will be the coolest, most badass picnic / barbecue table ever existed.